Hey everyone, Coach K Crypto. Today we're going to be looking at what's going on in the market, why I keep saying that correction is incoming. We're going to look at a project that I think is really amazing, especially if you're trading on Uniswap, and some things that are trading on Uniswap and that are farmed. And we're going to look at what farming is and how it actually works and how it affects price of certain cryptocurrencies. Let's get started, guys.
Fat candle, fat candle, fat candle, huge fat candle. On a bull market. Fat candle, fat candle.
We're going to see multi-X gains again.
All right, so we're going to start with Bitcoin today, look at what's going on and why I'm saying, hey guys, be careful to dump, careful to dump. Everyone says, why, Joel? There's been $50 million bought by this company and $250 million bought by that. And rich dad, poor dad saying this. And the guy from Alliance Yuta, whatever, is saying this. Doesn't matter, okay? News is meant to manipulate you guys, the retail market, okay? That is how it's done. Chart psychology, market psychology, that's really a real thing. They use this to mess with you a little bit. And that is something that I don't generally let affect my analysis. So you'll see a lot of people say, oh my God, Bitcoin's going to the moon or something like that based off of news. And generally they're actually incorrect and the market will dump. Hence today we're down $200 already. So let's jump in and look at what's happened. As I said yesterday, this Tenkin can act as resistance. So what has it done? 3 times, once, twice, 3 times, acted as resistance. We also have this 21-day EMA. Acting as support once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Now, if this 5th time it does not pump off of this, we'll likely see us come down. So 11.3 is the first level. The second level is at 10,800, but I really suspect it's going to come to 10,650. And why do I think that? Because when we trade the Ichimoku, we have this thing called the C clamp, and what you see here is that generally when we have a C clamp, we'll go back down to that level. Okay, so when we're between the Tenkin and the Kijinsen, we will see something potentially like this come down, retest, and then go higher. So this type of a correction would not be something crazy, would not be something to worry about. We're looking at 15%, and generally in crypto, markets correct like 25 on average, so that would bring us down to the 9,000s. I know that's a little bit scary, and this may not be a huge correction like that, but we have to anticipate these things happening, and I'm not just going to give you guys moon calls, because that's just not my style. All right? Now, where will Bitcoin go? Well, if it bounces this level, which is also level support, which is tapped many times, we likely could see that tomorrow it come and reverse and go higher and try to get to this 11.9 again, which is my level right now of if it's above it and tests it, I'm bullish. If in the short term. I'm always long-term bullish on Bitcoin, but right now the reality is that you should not be. If you're looking at this chart, you would say maybe this is going to dump. So at the end of the day, in 14 and a half hours, 15 hours, if this closes below the 21-day EMA, below this level, I would get short-term bearish and think we're going to come down to 10.3 or 10.6. Look for those areas. It's very likely that we will do that. I know that's something you don't want to hear, but it's the truth. Moving on to Ethereum, very similar type of setup like we've seen. Ethereum has tapped this level, the 21-day EMA, many times. It tried to break above it yesterday and failed and broke right below, so we didn't get what we were looking for in terms of this, and there's reasons for that we'll go into in a minute. So this is what we're looking at. Again, Ethereum will come back to $357, $360, so keep your eyes on those levels as well. Gold, very similar stuff. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The rule of 5 means that this will either break down here and go back to the Kijinsen or all the way down to 18,000 or 1,820, or we will come 5 and the next daily candle will reverse and bring us up. But we do have, again, a C-clamp formation, which is what I just talked about a second ago, where you have the C-clamp and it will usually go back down to that level. And this is what we have to look out for when we're looking at gold. Moving on, the DXY again has been on an uptrend. This is something that you have to keep your eyes on. It flipped this Tenkin right here. It's flipped it. It's now acting as support. Now we have to get above the 21-day EMA, and this will continue rising. We also see it's not a C clamp yet, but if this flattened out and this one's flattened out, we would have a C clamp to pull it higher. So keep your eyes on both sides of the markets always. Never get sucked in one way or the other, and always practice risk management. Don't risk more than 1% of your portfolio. I will be doing a video on how to properly manage your risk. You do not want to miss that if you don't understand how. Ask people like my friend Lester, who I just taught, the difference in terms of your emotion versus not having emotion in a trade when you already know what you're going to lose with your stop loss before you even get in. So this is something important. Now, again, look at this. This is absolutely bonkers. All-time high every single day. The SPX is just going bonkers. It's crazy. We have and you see the DJI following it. So our traditional markets are gapping up. They're going higher. Why? Not really too sure. With the DXY going up, do we see this? But it's something to take note of and be ready for what's to come, because it could continue going irrationally higher. Printing money, going back into the market, it's a cycle. You can see that cycle and you can play in that cycle. So either be with or against it. It's up to you. Now let's look at our trades from yesterday. I talked about Nexo. So Nexo is obviously on its way here. It's taking a lot longer than people might expect, but I don't care. Something you'll learn about me is I was in LBA for 17 days before it pumped. And then we got out, and what happened after we got out 60% in profit? It pumped again. It pumped all the way 300%. That's the thing. Patience is really important. But we entered this trade at 11,000 sats, and we're up. You know, it's slow moving, but I believe that Nexo, because of the CFI side of things, it will grow again, and it will push this level. Okay, so keep your eyes on that. BQX is another trade. We're just going to look over how it's been doing. So we got exactly what we wanted, the test, and now we came up and we're testing this level right here at 1414 or so, 1410. So we came up, we got above it, we tested it twice, and I'm expecting us to either get to this level and break above, or to test it, come back down and range. So we could see something like this happen, ranging here before the next move up. Keep your eyes on both of those things as well. Now, just because we need to have a break, let's have a word from our sponsors. I want our sponsors to tell us how they feel about RSR being listed on Binance.
I love it when a plan comes together.
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 Colonel, love it when plan come together.
You bet he does.
Okay, going into RSR, we see Mega Bullish. You know, we got I'm a Raptors fan, but this is bullish, okay? So we have, the market just completely just not giving two F's about what anyone thinks, just continues going higher. I do expect on listing of Binance, we'll pump and then we'll have some type of movement back down, but it's still like there's so much support right here on this level, right around 0.185. This is a good area you could look to get back in if you got out, or a good place to add if we get down there. And another place to add would be right at the 0.165 level. So look for those two levels to add to RSR. Now, I got into this on this pump right down here. I knew DOT is going to be the big thing. It's like, it's the Ethereum of 2020. Everyone's using it. Everyone wants it. Everything on Polkadot is the shiz. You know what I mean? So everyone's using that. And that's amazing because, I got in down here and it's up 40%. I have friends that got in right when it listed. They're up 100-something%. And, DOT is the ecosystem that everyone wants. You can use Ethereum. We can use, with Parachain, you can pretty much use any blockchain. So it's a very interesting project. Keep your eyes on the prize for this one. It's very, very cool. Now, SXP, they have their U.S. banking relationships. I did say we're going to break above and retest. So we broke above, closed. We are retesting. We have a beautiful hammer candle right here. This is nothing to be concerned about if you got in a little higher. It should bounce from that level. Also with the 21-day EMA, we got lots of confluence of support there. And with the fundamental news on this one, we should be seeing it move soon enough. STX came back down to retest this level, which is totally fine. We're way up on this trade, but we are looking for a lot higher, so keep your eyes out for that. YFII, it's now still in this like bullflag formation. Let's see how it actually ends up going. It could be breaking out. It could also take a little chill pill here, but remember, YFII only has 30,000 tokens, and most of them are already in circulation, so as people pump money in, obviously, you know what's going to happen. It's going to go up in value. Adam, I said I would close if it went down too much. It hasn't. It looks like it might flag here for a bit. Let's see what happens with Bitcoin. My stop loss is just a little bit above this level right here, around 62.47. So if you're in this one, that's where you should look at. And IoTeX, unfortunately, has not got to our level, and it's stuck still in this green box for still over a year. We're waiting for that one. We're not getting in early. We're going to be patient with that one. And now we're going to go and look at the Crapcoin casino, but actual projects that I think have real value that are on Uniswap. Let's take a look what Uniswap is kind of like in the real world. Crapcoin. It's kind of real though. Okay, let's look at a couple projects that I have been farming and like. One of them is ZZZ. Okay, this one came to my attention when it was coming up here, came back down. I didn't understand why, but I got into farming and I understood that farmers get these coins for free until a certain amount of all the coins are in circulation and then there's no more. Same as YFI. I started looking at these projects. Okay, farming sounds like free coins, which it basically is. So you farm these coins, and then people were dumping, as you can see. They dumped them to make profit. Pretty simple. Same as miners do for Bitcoin. But once these get to a certain level, there's only a certain amount left. Like ZZ only has 2,000 coins left. Now, you know, many people are farming it, but they're farming it because once it gets closer to the end, it will be worth more, right? So you just do economics. There's 20,000 tokens, 18,000 in circulation. Only 2,000 more will be dumped potentially, but we're at like $700 and we hit $1,200, almost $1,300 right at the top. Does that mean it's not going to come back up? It doesn't. People will still buy this coin because even after these miners mined it and got it out, once they're in circulation, you can't farm them and dump on people. So you have to watch for those types of projects, okay? Another thing that's I've been looking at was YFII. Everyone thought this was a scam because it did this. But what happened, it actually just made a nice W pattern and exploded back up. And, you know, it made kind of like a cup and a handle and then blew up even harder. This one we got into a little bit earlier, and what's starting to happen is you start seeing these coins on actual centralized exchanges like Huobi, like Binance. You're going to see them in all these bigger projects that are on Uniswap come over to the dark side on the CEXs. So it's very interesting, something to keep your eyes out for, because it's something that will blow your mind. If you get the right ones, the right projects, the right time, you can make multi-X gains on a lot of these. Like I showed you with ZZZ, if you'd bought it at $60, the top was 20X in a week and a half. Yes. That's so we do have the Crapcoin casino calls, and ZZZ was one of them at $136. That was a very profitable one. Do get into the group. Do look at the links at the bottom of the video so you can come into Coach's Corner and find the other Crapcoin casino groups so you can get involved. Now, let's go take a trip to the casino.
You drop these.
Go ahead, I got a plan to catch. Actually, try this one. It's been paying out.
I won! Look at this! I won $11 million! Can you believe it?
Did you win the lottery? Because I know we just did. Let's look at my crap coin of the day. But this one is really a project that's not a crap coin. We're going to look at Unitrade. So Unitrade is this project. Now, what are they doing? Why am I bullish on it? Well, simply fact is, if you've ever traded on something like Uniswap, you are market buy and market selling. Now, if you don't understand what that means, it means that you're buying whatever is in the order book at that price, so you could pay a lot more. There's a lot of slippage, meaning you might pay 5% more than what you actually think the price is showing you right in front of your face before you press swap, before you press buy. So that kind of sucks. A lot of people don't like that. I don't like that. I got into this one because of one of my buddies, Masadi. He told me, yo, you got to get into this trade. I should have been in down here. He told me about the ICO. I just was kind of sketched out about IDOs, so I didn't go in. Now, the thing is about this is it simplifies the process of being a trader on Uniswap. Why? Because what trade is doing is they're making an actual exchange on the exchange. What I mean by that is you'll be able to put in limit buys, limit sells. You will actually be able to wait for it to come to your level and it will buy it at that level. What that means is you don't have the same type of slippage issues, and it makes Uniswap actually something that you can normally trade, like with, you know, the way you would normally trade on a CEX, and it makes the DEX problem of always doing everything, you know, with market buys and market sells. It solves that problem, so you can start trading like a trader, because this is why I call it a Crapcoin casino. I call it that because when you're on Uniswap, you're not trading, you're gambling. But when you can actually set up a chart and you can actually go into a trade with a limit buy, a limit sell, a market buy, a market sell, you know, stop losses, now you can sleep at night. Because if you're on one of these platforms, you can, you know, you don't know what's going to happen overnight. You could see what happened with ZZZ, right? Imagine you had a stop loss right here at $1,090. Well, you would have missed this dump and been able to rebuy it. If you were sleeping though, you missed that. This is what it's going to solve. So it matters because we can automate things, we can schedule things, we can manage our liquidity a lot easier because you can see everything, and we have charts and we have an order book which we can see, which we don't have anywhere else. This is why I'm very bullish on trade. If you haven't looked at this one, I believe that you should, very, very much so, because it's one of those projects that actually solves a problem, and it's on Uniswap. So it doesn't matter because it's doing really, really well. And I think that they have their platform release in 2 weeks. So this is going to be really exciting for me. I can't wait for their beta to be an alpha on the 30th of September. It's coming up. This is early, so it's good to know early before you get in. So that is my crap coin of the day. All right, so to sum up everything that we did today, we looked at a few things. We looked at the market. Bitcoin might dump. Be wary of this. Keep your eyes on it. If it closes below $11,550, be very diligent to get out potentially of the market. Not financial advice, but that's what I'll be doing for sure. Number 2, look at some of these interesting pairs with low amounts of coin that's already in circulation, that's on Uniswap, that people are farming, that are slowly going up in value. Watch for them to go on to centralized exchanges. Number 3, we talked about trade. Unitrade is on Uniswap. You can grab it there. It's on Poloniex as well, so you can find it, and BKEX, I believe, as well. So those 3 places you can get it. The most liquid area, obviously, is on Uniswap right now. It is a trading platform for basically for Uniswap that makes it easier for you to sleep at night. Keep your eyes on all of that, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Click that like, that subscribe button, and don't forget to mash up that bell, because I'll see you guys tomorrow with more information about what is actually happening in the crypto market. Have yourselves a wonderful day.
Fat candle, fat candle, fat candle, huge fat candle. On a bull market, fat candle, fat candle.
We're gonna see multi-X gains.